Alrighty, so just a 45-minute kind of mixed level flow this morning. I don't think you need any blocks or props or anything, but if you're used to having them, then do obviously grab what you need. We're going to start lying down. It's going to be kind of getting into opening the hips this morning. So a nice hippie one to be hula hooping your way through the weekend. So we're going to start lying down, bring the soles of the feet together and let the knees drop open. So already kind of coming into quite a strong hip opening. So if you want to just take a moment to take a little bit of twists or movement through the body, then please do just get yourself kind of comfortable or pad out the legs with cushions. And when you're ready, just kind of come settling to the floor. So make sure the soles of the feet are touching and either hands resting to the lower body, so we're connecting with the breath, or arms reaching out to the sides. So just take a full breath in, and then a full release of the breath. Just try and let your back drop into the floor. And then take a couple more deeper, fuller breaths. So allowing your mind to kind of come to the ground as well. Switching off distractions from your external world, bringing everything to your mat. Feeling the breath come through the nose, so right through the rib cage and into the lower belly. Observing how the body is feeling in a physical sense this morning. Noticing things that maybe you want to focus into, to release or let go of. Maybe things that you are mindfully taking care of. Then also just paying attention to the energetic state of your body or your emotional state. Similarly, maybe there are things to take care of or let go of. Where you are, just take an inhale, reach the hands up to the ceiling. And as you exhale, bring the hands back behind your head, either reaching the back out straight or hold on to alternate elbows perhaps, wherever gives you the best kind of chest feeling, chest opening feeling, or rib cage feeling open. Take a couple of really big breaths so you feel as much expansion through the rib cage on the inhale. And the exhale really drawing the lower ribs down towards the center line of the body. Again, big breaths in, feeling the expansion. And exhale, drawing everything into that center core. Bring the arms around to more of a cactus position, or maybe a little bit longer if that's more comfortable. Take a breath in here at center. Now, as you exhale, close the right knee on top of the left one. Try to get the knees to press onto each other, but maintaining that right shoulder on the floor. As you inhale, come back through the center again, like you're opening the knees like you're opening a book. And as you exhale, close the book so your left knee closes onto the right, pulling belly to spine. Inhale, open legs back out to the center. Exhale, close right leg onto the left. Inhale, open legs to center. Exhale, close the left onto the right. Inhale back out to the center again, holding there, so knees are both open. Then on your exhale, pull belly down and lift both knees up to the top, so the inner thighs draw towards each other. We're going to work into the core with that hip opening as well, so that we keep the integration of the hips working with the core. So we're going to work into the kind of forest abs of a half frog opening. So I'll turn myself slightly so maybe you can see. So we're going to interlace the hands together around the back of the head and lift the elbows towards the ceiling. Lift the elbows up so the shoulder blades scoop up and the head is supported with the hands. Legs are at 90 degrees. But keep the lower back pressing into the floor, so like the label of your leggings is rooting into the ground. Take a breath in here at center. Then as you exhale, open the right leg out to the side, so the knee drops down lower than your heel, flexing both feet. Take a breath in. Then as you exhale, pull the belly down like you're tucking tailbone or curling the pubic bone towards the navel. Inhale, bring that leg back up to the center. We do the same leg twice more. So exhale again, right leg opens out to the side, flexing the foot, knee lower than the heel. Stay where you are, take a breath in. Exhale, pull lower belly down, try and curl the tailbone up, reach the elbows higher to ceiling. Inhale, come back to the center. Last one with this right side. Exhale, leg opens out, flexing the foot. Stay where you are, take another breath in. Exhale, pull belly and back down, curl the tailbone up or pubic bone to navel, lift the elbows. Inhale, come back to the center. 3 rounds on the left. Exhale, left knee opens, drop the knee lower than your heel. Stay where you are, take a breath in. Exhale, pull belly down, curl tailbone up, reach elbows high. Inhale, come back to the center. Second round on the left. Exhale, open knee out, lower than heel. Stay where you are, take a breath in. Exhale, pull belly down, curl tailbone up, reach elbows higher. Inhale, come back to the center. Last one this side. Exhale, open the left leg out, knee lower than heel. Take a breath in. Exhale, pull belly down, curl tailbone up, reach the elbows higher. Inhale, come back to the center. Bring the knees to hug in towards your chest, hands around the shins. Take a little rock side to side. Come into a happy baby pose from here. So elbows on the inside of the knees. Take hold of the shoelace bit of the feet if we can. Hands lacing around the little toe edge of your feet. Use your elbows to press the knees open and then use the hands to pull the feet down. Try to keep the tailbone to the floor, and if it feels good to stay just in stillness here, then stay where you are. Maybe it feels good to just gently rock that from one side to the other. It's a really good hip opening and lower back release. Not a pose you usually see on the cover of a yoga magazine or Instagram, but it's a good one. So from here, holding center if you're rocking, keep your left leg exactly as you have it. As you inhale, reach the right side of your body really long. So the right leg reaches away and the arm reaches back. Taking a full breath in. Then as you exhale, bring that right leg back into happy baby. Make sure the soles of the feet are facing up to the ceiling. On your inhale, lengthen the left side long. So leg reaches out, arm reaches back. Exhale, belly down. Bring the leg back into the center. One more time either side. Inhale, lengthen the right leg, right arm. Exhale, back into happy baby. Make sure soles of the feet face up to ceiling. Inhale, left leg, left arm reaches out. Exhale, scooping everything back in. Bring the legs back to the middle, hugging the hands around the shins. Take a little rock side to side. Coming into a bridge pose. Again, we're going to work hip opening into it. So just give the knees another little rock. One side to the other, just keeping that back nice and happy. Set the feet hips distance and arms reaching out to the sides of the body with palms facing up to ceiling. Take a big breath into your belly. As you exhale, draw the belly down, roll the hips up towards the ceiling, keeping the knees reaching forwards without them splaying out to the sides. No showgirls. Take a big breath in. As you exhale, tuck the tailbone a little bit further, make sure that lower spine is reaching really long. From here, you can just nudge your feet slightly closer together. So press into the left foot, lift the right leg up to the ceiling, keeping the hip bones steady or level with each other. From here, bend the right leg so the ankle rests onto your left thigh. Let the knee drop out to the side without the hip bone sinking. So you're not twisting the hips. Really use the strength of your left leg and your back to keep the pelvis steady. On your inhale, lift the right heel back up to ceiling. Exhale, roll down through the spine. Keep the heel reaching up. And then replace the leg again onto that left thigh and put into a figure of 4. So your hands come through the legs to hold onto the back of the left thigh and draw that shin towards your body. So like we did in the happy baby, if your right elbow meets the inner thigh of the right leg, then use the elbow to press the knee further away from you. And the hands are encouraging that shin towards you. The tailbone remains on the ground. Shoulders remain relaxed. Take a full round of breath. And then releasing both feet to the ground. So set up for bridge pose on the other side. So take any little wriggles that you need to and reset. Starting with a big breath in. As you exhale, pull belly down, roll the hips up towards the ceiling. Staying in the bridge, take a breath in. Exhale, tuck that tailbone a little bit further so the pubic bone reaches higher, lower back lengthens. Maybe bring the feet slightly closer towards each other if that helps, to press down through the right foot. Left foot reaches up to the ceiling. Keeping the leg fairly straight to start with. Just try and keep the hips aligned, noticing if one side is wanting to drop a little bit more than the other. On an exhale, bend the ankles, or bend the knee, sorry, so the ankle rests onto your right thigh and let the knee open out. Keep maintaining that feeling of tucking tailbone, so your glutes are feeling really active. There's no need to try and force the knee open here. This opening of your leg will really just depend on the kind of structure of your pelvis and structure of your hips. So there's no right or wrong with how flat open this is. Take a breath in, lift the leg back up again. On your exhale, slowly roll the spine down, staying even through the back as you roll down. Replace that ankle again to right thigh and bring it into figure of four. So hands threading through. Pull the leg towards you. Again, maybe left elbow pushes that knee open and you draw the shin in. Tailbone and shoulders stay grounded. Take a full breath. And gently releasing both feet down to the ground. Take a rock side to side with the knees again. And then scoop the knees back in towards your chest. Take either a roll to one side or a few rock and rolls through to seated, all the way up. And from here, come into the Baddha-Padasana, like we started the practice with. So the soles of the feet are together and the knees are open. Taking the heels fairly close to the body. So if you want to be sat onto a cushion or blocks or anything, if that helps you just find a little bit more release of the pelvis, then please do make yourself comfortable. Flex the feet so your feet feel active and then hold on to them. If you don't quite reach the feet, holding onto the ankles here is fine. Take a breath in, lift really tall through your back. As you exhale, we're just going to take a couple of breaths in a fold. So allowing the chest to reach forwards, but let the neck soften as well. So the head is just relaxing down. If, again, like in that figure of four, the elbows meet the inner thighs, use the elbows to just drag the inner thigh from the groin towards the knee a little bit. Feel that extra bit of space around the pelvis. Take another full breath. And again, take another full breath. Slowly bring yourself back up again. Place the left hand around behind you on the floor, behind your back, and the right hand to the fold of your knee, right hand to right knee. Take a breath in, lifting tall. As you exhale, press the right hand into that knee. Keep the hips relaxed. You're just pressing kind of the bone of the leg open, and then turn the shoulders towards the left. So you're straightening through this right arm just to press some space through this hip socket. Try and keep the legs relaxed. Take a really big breath in. And as you exhale, try and scoop up the pelvic floor. So you feel like the sit bones are trying to lighten away from the ground. Take another breath in. And exhale, bring yourself back through to the center. Let's just change sides with that for a breath. So right hand back behind you, left hand with left knee. Take a breath in, grow tall. Then exhale, turn the shoulders towards the right as you press down that left knee. Take a big breath in. Exhale, belly to spine, scooping up pelvic floor. Try and lighten your hips off the ground. Take another breath in. And exhale, bring yourself back through to the center. Good. Scoop the hands underneath your knees and then use the hands to guide the knees together. Place the feet to the floor. Give the knees a rock from one side to the other, as big or as small as you want to make it. And then come over into all fours. Just realised I've badly camouflaged my outfit with my mat tape. You can see me all right this morning. So into all fours, take a few cat-cows, get the back kind of rolling. Inhales, lift the tailbone and chest up to that cow stretch. And exhale, rounding you back to cat stretch, pulling the belly up to the spine, push the floor away. Keep it going at your own pace. Inhales to lengthen and exhales to round. And then if you want to start taking that round with big circles or rolling the hips side to side, just bring any other movement into it for a couple of breaths. Particularly if you're doing this in the morning, sometimes your back kind of demands a little bit more time to get going. So then bring yourself back into an all fours position. Take the right leg back behind you, let it float up towards the ceiling and let the chest lift like you did in the cow stretch. As you exhale, bring the knee underneath towards your nose, pushing the ground away through those arms. Inhale, lengthen the leg back out again. This time bring the knee around to the right, so the knee is going to tap the right arm. Tap it if you can. Inhale, lift it back up again, straighten the leg. Exhale, knee under to the nose. Inhale, lift the toes back up again. Exhale, around to the side, tap the knee to right arm. One more time either way. Inhale, lift the toes up. Exhale, threading under. Inhale, lift the toes up. Exhale, round to the side, tapping that arm. Inhale, lift the toes up again. And exhale, bring them back into all fours. Left side. Inhale, send the leg back and up. Exhale, underneath, knee to nose, push the floor away. Inhale, lift the leg up. Exhale, around to the side, knee to left arm. Inhale, lifting up. Exhale, underneath. Inhale to lift. Exhale, knee to left arm. Last round, inhale to lift. Exhale, thread under. Inhale to lift. Exhale, knee to left arm. Inhale to lift up. And back into all fours again. Sway the hips side to side. Again, roll out the back. From here, tuck the toes, come into a downward facing dog. Soft bend into the knees. Tip the tailbone up. Wrap the shoulder blades. And then paddling through the feet. So press one heel down, then the other. Make sure you're feeling that stretch come through the toes as well, so really rolling through the toes. So the next time you have a bend in your right knee, holding there, really press the left heel towards the floor, and then try to tip the tailbone up away from that left heel. Take a breath in. As you exhale, switch legs, so bend into the left, straighten the right. Press that right heel down towards the floor. And at the same time, tip the tailbone further up to the ceiling. Take a breath in. Exhale, soft bend in both knees. Inhale, roll forwards to plank position, opening broad through upper back as you travel forwards. On your exhale, place the knees to the floor and the chest to the ground, elbows hugging into the body. Sliding forwards and up, take a cobra. And as you exhale, come back over the knees and back into your downward facing dog. Again, you can maybe keep it paddling or keep it in stillness here, wherever you want to be. Take 2 more deep full breaths. Move slowly if you're paddling the feet. Inhale for 2. Bring the gaze to your hands. Bend the knees, step, walk or jump the feet up to a forward fold at the top of the mat. Take a halfway lift as you inhale. And exhale, fold into the legs. Slowly rolling up through the spine, tailbone down. Keep the arms and head heavy until you get to the top, and then place the head on top. Spoke for a few sun salutations. Inhale, lifting the hands to ceiling. Exhale into Uttanasana. Inhale, halfway lift, hands to floor or the shins. Exhale, releasing, step the right leg back behind you, place the knee down to the floor. Inhale, lift the arms up, taking one big breath. Exhale, sink hips forwards and then place the hands to the floor. Step back into plank position. Take a breath in. Exhale, half or full chaturanga. Inhale, take a cobra or up dog. Exhale, back into downward facing dog. Full breath in through the nose and sigh through the mouth. Inhale, lift left leg up. Bend the left knee so your heel draws back towards the right glute. Try to open the hips out towards the wall on your left, so the belly button and the hips turn out. At the same time, try to keep the armpits square to the ground, so the spine is twisted, hips are opening. Breathing into belly and ribs, push the ground away. On your next inhale, lift the toes back up high. Exhale, step them through to between the hands. Lift through if you need to. Rock the weight backwards and spring the back foot up to the top of the mat. Halfway lift, inhale. Exhale, fold into the legs. Step the left leg back behind you. Place the knee to the floor. Inhale, lift the arms up. Big breath in. Exhale in two parts. Sink the hips down. Hands to the floor. Step back into plank. Take a breath in. Exhale, half or full chaturanga. Inhale, cobra or upward facing dog. Exhale, back into downward facing dog. Again, 2 breaths here, up to you whether you're moving or static. Inhale, 2. On your inhale, lift the right leg towards the ceiling. Bend the knee so the heel draws back towards the left buttock, and then open the hips and the belly out to the wall on your right. Try to keep the armpits facing the ground, so only the hips are opening. Underneath heel is pressing towards the floor. And then on your next inhale, lift the toes back up high, and exhale to thread them through underneath you between the hands. Rock the weight backwards, bring the back foot up to the top of the mat. Take a halfway lift as you inhale. Exhale, fold into the legs. Slowly rolling up through the spine, take the arms wide and up overhead. Exhale to refold through to the feet. Halfway lift, inhale. Exhale, soften over, step right leg back, place the knee to the floor. Inhale, lift the arms up. Exhale, place just the right hand back down next to the foot. Inhale, reach up high through that left arm, circling the shoulder a couple of times, either direction with this arm. And then take those circling around the other way. Place the hand back onto the mat. Send this left leg all the way up to the ceiling. Take a big breath in. As you exhale, bring the knee to tap your left elbow. Inhale, lift the leg back up again. Bring the knee towards your right elbow. Inhale, lift it back up again. Exhale, knee to nose. Inhale, lifting back up again. Exhale, step the foot through to between the hands. Turn the back foot onto a diagonal, coming into warrior one. Inhale, lifting the arms up. Holding here, soften the shoulders. Press the feet apart from each other. Try to tuck the tailbone, or think pressing the front of your right hip further forwards. Really pressing back through that back leg. If the tailbone is facing down and the hips are sinking forwards, you're maybe feeling the stretch around the front of your right hip, which is where we want to have that. Have a sense of the feet pressing apart from each other, so legs are really, really strong. Take a big breath, lift the chest up. Exhale, hands to the floor. Step the right leg up to the top of the mat into a forward fold. Take a halfway lift as you inhale. Exhale, soften over legs. Step left leg back behind you. Place the knee to the floor. Inhale, both arms high. Exhale, just bring the left hand down to the floor. Inhale, reach up through the right arm and begin to couple of circles either direction, just loosening off the shoulder. Other way. Inhaling as you lift. Place the hand to the floor. Tuck the toes at the back. Sweep this front leg up to the ceiling, all the way up to 3-leg dog. Exhale to 3-point core, so knee to right elbow as you exhale. Inhale, lift the leg back up. Exhale, knee to left elbow. Inhale, knee back up. Exhale, knee to nose. Inhale, sweep it up. Exhale, step through to between the hands, coming back into that warrior one, so back foot turns. Inhale, arms high, and think about that tucking of the tailbone or scooping up lower belly and pelvic floor, sinking hips down towards your front heel. So again, we're trying to just nudge the body into feeling that stretch around the front of your left hip. If you don't feel it, don't worry. If you do, then congratulations. It's a good stretch to find in warrior one. We want to kind of be tapping into that each time you come into our warrior one through a flow. Take another big breath in. As you exhale, coming into forward fold at the top of the mat. Halfway lift, inhale. Exhale, soften over the legs, plant the hands to the floor. You can step or jump, come back into your plank position. Take a breath in and plank. Exhale, half or full chaturanga. Inhale, lifting the chest. Exhale, come back into your downward facing dog. Inhale, right foot high. Exhale, bring that foot through to between the hands again. Coming into warrior one. So again, maybe feeling that stretch around the front of your left hip. On your exhale, interlace the hands together behind your back. Heel toe this front foot open a little bit wider, so working towards a humble warrior. So on an inhale, open the chest back out, so reach those knuckles behind you. As you exhale, bow forwards, bring the forehead down towards the ground, coming to the inside of this front thigh. Palms can be open or closed. See which feels better for your shoulders. Have a sense of reaching the knuckles up, so shoulder blades squeeze together, and at the same time maintaining that softness through the neck. The head is dropping down. Take a full breath. Stay low in this fold. Release the hands down to the inside of your front foot. Lift up the back heel and maybe wriggle the back foot further away, so we're coming towards a lizard pose. Your back knee can be on or off the floor, entirely up to you, whichever feels better. Turn the front toes open slightly, but keep the knee close to your shoulder. Take the hands further forwards, so the shoulders sink down. Then you can start to open the knee out if it wants to. If it feels better tucked into shoulder, keep it there. Let the hips just gently sway a little bit side to side. Just keeping some softness in this opening. Lift the chest up. Bring the left hand directly to the middle of the mat. Lift up the back knee and then drop onto the little toe edge of the back foot. Your right arm is going to hug this thigh in towards your chest, and then let the hips sink down. So your outer right hip is sinking towards the floor. Keep hugging this right thigh in towards you. Allow your head to round in towards the front knee. This is a lounge lunge with Forrest Yoga style pose. So just feeling that opening around the outer line of the right outer line of the body, through the torso, through the leg, maybe through the hips. Find softness through it. Take a deeper breath. Slowly unravel and bring both hands back to the floor. Step back into your downward facing dog. Maybe in stillness, maybe with movement. Take 2 full breaths. On your next inhale, lift the left leg up to the ceiling. Exhale, step through to between the hands. Coming into warrior one, turn the back foot, lift the hands, maybe tuck the tailbone slightly, shift the hips forwards, just tap in with that front of the right hip. On your exhale, interlace the hands together behind you. Inhale, open out the chest, so reach those knuckles back, open the front foot and then torso wider, and use an exhale to come forwards and down to the inside of that front leg. Squeezing the shoulder blades together so knuckles are reaching up to ceiling, and exhale lengthens and softens the neck. Maybe the hands have a sense of reaching over your head. Big full breaths, strong pose. Stay low, bring the hands down so they come to the inside of your front foot. Lift up the back heel, send the back leg further away, and again, entirely up to you whether your back knee is on the floor or lifted. Turn your toes out slightly at the front, so we can open that knee if it feels good to open. Take the hands further forward so the shoulders soften down. If taking the hands further forwards has hunched your back around, then keep the hands wherever helps you keep the spine straight. You want your hips lower than your chest. Think about that. Couple more breaths, maybe with that gentle swaying of the pelvis, if that helps just bring some release. So then from here, we're coming towards that lounge lunge. So bring the back knee in a bit closer if you're long through the legs. Right hand to the center of the mat, but keep it forwards just to soften the angle of your wrist. Lift up the back knee and rotate onto the little toe edge of the back foot. Your left arm hugs this left thigh in towards your chest. Turn into it and let the outer side of that underneath hip sink towards the ground. Deep breaths, moving belly, ribs, and back. Slowly start to unravel yourself, hands to the floor, step back in towards a downward facing dog. Take a big breath in through the nose, and a sigh through the mouth. Inhale, lift the right leg up high. As you exhale, bring the knee through towards your chest, and then slowly stepping that foot down between the hands. If you need to redo that with a little bit more of momentum, then do. Turn the back foot, so you're coming into warrior 2 this time. So spin the arms open, hips and shoulders are facing out to that wall on your left. I'm going to turn myself around so you can see me. So from here, bring your forearm to this front thigh. Use the forearm to keep the knee open, and then lift the left hand overhead, reaching it out nice and long. Use the forearm to keep that thigh pulling back, and at the same time, try to slightly tuck the tailbone or lengthen that sacrum under, so you feel a little bit more space open around the right side of the groin here. Take another full breath. Bring yourself back up through warrior 2. Bring the right palm down to the inside of this right knee, fingers facing downwards. The left hand down to the floor nearer the left foot. Doesn't have to be on it, just somewhere near that left foot. Press through this right hand on the knee so that you push yourself around towards that left leg. The right arm straightens, like you're pushing the right knee away from you. Try to keep the pelvis sinking down towards the right heel, so maybe feeling that stretch on the inner side of your left leg, and a really deep opening through this right hip and back. Big full breaths. Straighten that front leg, turn the toes so that you come into a wide leg forward fold. So the toes turning to face the way you're facing, outer edges of the feet parallel with the edges of the mat. From here, sway the body from one leg to the other, or take a bend into one knee at a time if you want to. Keep some movement rolling through it. Walk the hands around towards that right foot at the top of the mat. And we come into pigeon here. So turn the toes around with you and then flip the leg around and under so the knee comes behind the right wrist and the foot towards the left. Send the back leg away. Take an inhale, lifting tall. And as you exhale, take the hands out in front of you, resting either forehead to the ground or to the back of your hands, wherever you want to be. As long as we're feeling the stretch around the right glutes, you're in the right place. Lift the head up slightly, take a breath in. As you exhale, walk the hands over towards the left of your mat, so the hands are off the mat. The heel of that underneath foot wants to come underneath your belly. Those of you that are a bit more open, maybe take the heel further forwards and the foot comes underneath your chest. If that compromises any feeling of your knee getting unhappy, then keep the heel tucking in towards the groin. So ideally, this foot is underneath the belly. Some of you may be keeping it under the groin is fine. That should feel pretty spicy in that right hip. Take a full breath. Using that exhale to bring a sense of release and of softening. And gently bring the hand back to the center of the mat, hands to the floor. Take your time, slide back into a three-leg dog. So this right leg is really going to reach high to the ceiling. And then open the hip out like we had earlier. So the heel drops back towards the left glutes, opening out the hips and the belly. Inhale, lift the toes back up high, and exhale, float them back into your downward facing dog. Take 2 big full breaths. From here, inhale, lift the left leg up to the ceiling. As you exhale, step through to between the hands with that slow control again if you can. Turn the back foot so it's flat to the ground and spin the hands open into your warrior two. On your exhale, place the left forearm to the front thigh and right hand reaching overhead. So use that forearm again to keep the thigh pulling back and at the same time pull the belly in so you're slightly tucking the tailbone. Make sure at least you're not feeling any back bend come into it. So keeping the tailbone tucking under will create more space around the groin and then the hip. Take another full breath. And bring yourself back up into warrior two. So the second pose we call head to ankle prep, okay? So your left hand is with the left knee, fingers facing downwards. The right hand comes to the floor near your right foot onto a block if that's more comfortable. Straighten the left arm so you push that knee away from you and the body will press around towards the right. Keep pushing that left knee out. Sinking the hips towards that left heel. Feel the stretch maybe on the inner side of your right leg. Maybe around the lower left of your back into that left hip. Strong work for that front thigh. So take a deep breath to help it. Slowly coming into that wide leg forward fold again. So turn the toes, so outer edges of the feet are parallel with the edges of the mats. Again, keep it either a bend into one knee and then the other, or sway the body from one leg to the other, whichever way feels most benefit to your body. Inhale, take a halfway lift. And as you exhale, start to walk the hands around towards the left foot, turning the feet with you. We come into pigeon from here. So flip the left foot around, so knee comes behind the left wrist. Send the back leg away. Take a breath in. As you exhale, settle the body forwards. So again, forehead can rest either to floor or the hands, wherever you want to be. Keep that right hip bone nudging towards the heel underneath it. So if that means your thigh is off the ground, that's okay. Pelvis wants to stay square to the floor. On your inhale, lift the chest up slightly and walk the hands over towards the right side of your mats. So taking that heel, if we can, underneath the belly, so that the knee is pressing as far out behind you as you can. Soften the body over it. Full deep breaths. Bring the arms back to the center. Again, take your time. Send this left leg up to the ceiling into three-leg dog, reaching it up high. And then bending the knees, you're finding that last hip opening here with the heels squeezing towards the right glutes and lifting the hip bones open, belly button open, and keep the shoulder blades square to the floor. Inhale, lift the toes back up high, and exhale, float them into your downward facing dog. Bring the knees to the floor, come into child's pose. From here, however feels best to get there, take the legs out in front of you and bring yourself onto your backs. Knees into the chest, take a rock side to side. So last pose either side. We're going to take like a pigeon pose but on your back. So start with the figure of four that we had at the start of the practice, with the right leg hooked onto the left, so right ankle to the left thigh. Thread the hands through the gap, so pull in that left thigh towards you, feeling the stretch around the glute. This might feel enough to stay here. If it does, then stay here is all good. If you want to take it deeper, try threading the right arm further underneath the calf muscles. So you're aiming to lift your head off the ground. So the leg of your right leg is hooked into the fold of your elbows. Take the left foot to the floor as it's no longer supporting the leg. Bring the head and shoulders back to the ground again. Again, this may feel enough to stay here. The next section up is to lengthen the left leg away from you. It does not have to touch the floor. Keep it straightening out. Wherever you are, take another 2 breaths. On the exhale, bring that left knee back in if you've straightened it out. Start to reverse the way you came. So unthread the arms, take both feet to the floor, and give the knees a little rock side to side. Well done if you deepened into that. The next stage would be ankle behind the head, by the way, so I'll leave you to work on that on your own time. Left leg reaching up to ceiling, and then ankle resting into your right thigh. Thread the hands through the gap so you're pulling your right thigh into that figure of 4. Tailbone to the ground. Again, it might feel enough to stay here. All good if you are. If you want to up level, we start working into that revolved pigeon. So you're taking the arms underneath the calf muscle and one underneath the ankle. So your leg is hooked into the fold of the elbows. And then this right leg is no longer needed. So try to reach it out in front of you, kicking out through the heel. If that's too strong, bend the knee and the foot comes to the floor. Wow, this is definitely my tighter side. Last full breath. Slowly bringing that right knee back in to replace the arms, reverse the way that you came. Take both feet to the floor. So separate the feet about as wide as your mat, and then take that rocking of the knees side to side. Have a sense that as you drop the knees over, reach the knees away from you as well. So just create a little bit of length around the top side of the body. So knees drop and reach away from you. And when you're about even, bring the legs back to the center. Keep the feet wider than the torso. Just turn the toes in towards each other slightly and let the knees rest onto each other. So you might just need to kind of fidget yourself around for that to feel comfortable. Just to slightly bring an inward rotation of the thighs after we've done so much opening, just to kind of resettle everything. Allow the hands to rest either to the side of the body or on the torso. And then tuck the shoulder blades down your back. Lengthen the back of the neck. Stretch out the face a little bit if you need to. And then relax the face, relax the hinge of your jaw. Soften any gripping away from your eyelids. Allow the back to drop into the ground. Maybe just noticing the sense of circulation around the hips or lower back. Maybe there's a sense of warmth through them from the thighs. A sense of space. From working opening through the hips, it can often bring a lot of release through the lower back as well. So maybe through the rest of the day, just observe how that lower back's feeling. Take another 5 breaths, really indulging in the stillness of the body. And gently bring the knees back in towards your chest again, just hugging them in towards you. Take a gentle rock on your back, side to side or round in circles. From here, either bring yourself over to one side or take a gentle rock to seated if that's more comfortable. Bring yourself upright to any comfortable seated pose. And allow the hands to rest either to the knees or to the heart center. Keep the gaze softly low or eyelids closed. I'll just invite you to close your practice, bring to mind just one thing that you can feel grateful for today. Acknowledge something positive about yourself today. And recognize how getting to a yoga mat has served you in some way today. And then closing that gratitude, self-compassion and achievement to your heart center as the palms come to the heart space. Take a deep breath in. As you exhale, bow the head to your hands and to your wonderful selves. Thank you so much for joining me, guys. Namaste. Thank you. Have a lovely Easter weekend. Stay safe. Take care. Ciao. Bye.
Bye.